Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about my social harassment story that took place at my job. So yeah, it all started back when I was working at this clothing store, and there was this guy that I worked with, and he was real cool, and he was just real nice. And whenever I had a question or needed help finding something or whatever, he was always helping me. And I became too comfortable with the store, and like, too comfortable, why did I say that? But anyways, I became comfortable. I was like a really good associate at that store and everything. And me and him, we became really good friends. And he had a girlfriend, and but he was like flirting with me all the time. And he would do things like he would purposely, like if I'm walking one direction, he's walking the other direction, he would bump into me. He would smile every time he saw me, and it was like a blush, like, you know. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But I actually kind of started to like him, and because he was playing like a gentleman like role, but I didn't like him like that. One, he had a girlfriend, and two, I was not about to put myself in that situation where I'm gonna be the side chick or anything like that. So he continued on 4 months being like a gentleman and seemed sweet and cool and everything. And one day he had told me that he was 21. I thought he was younger than me, but then he told me he was 21. So I was like, oh, okay. Because that meant we both were the same age, because he had asked me if we could go out like after work. And I didn't go out with him after work though. So time started going on, and he got a little bit too comfortable with me, to the point that he started asking me to like send him pictures of my boobs. And I'm like, oh, what? Like, is he drunk or something? I didn't respond back. And every time he did text me that, I would either ignore his text message, or I'm like, no, or I'm like, why? He would say because he wants to see them, and I'm like, no. And he started asking me to like come over his house, and he was texting me this stuff like around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I would ignore his text, or like, cause like, you texting me at 2 o'clock in the morning talking about come over, like, no, I'm good. Most likely I'm asleep anyways, and unless I'm hanging out with friends, but no. So I was always ignoring him in that field. And then he started trying to FaceTime me, and so since he had got to the point where he kept asking me to send him pictures of my boobs and stuff, I didn't FaceTime him. I always ignore his FaceTime messages, just because like, if you're a jerk through a text message, then you're going to be a jerk through FaceTime too. And FaceTiming, like, a lot of times you see, like, you'll see the face, and then you can probably see part of my boobs. So I'm like, no, I'm not about to FaceTime you. I always ignored his FaceTime messages every time he called. Well, his FaceTime calls. And so he told me like, I don't be answering my FaceTime, like I be playing when it comes to that. And anyways, time continued going on, and he continued asking me, and I kept saying no. And one day he had tweeted a picture of this girl, and it showed her face and her boobs. And we was like, oh my goodness. Me and my coworkers were talking about that. And there was another girl that I worked with who actually he would ask her as well to send pictures of her boobs, but she would never do it. And so we were talking about that, and she's like, I can't believe he did that. Like, he put her out there on blast. That's why I don't ever send him nothing. And I'm like, exactly. And so he had texted me, and he had asked me to send him a picture. And I said, I was like, why? He was like, because I want to see them. And I was like, so you could put it on the internet and all that stuff. I said, no, I'm good. He was like, why would I do that? And I was like, you posted a picture of that girl. And I was like, and on top of that, you know, I'm a pastor's kid and I'm pursuing an acting career. Why would I send you a picture of my boobs so one day it could be leaked or something? No, I'm good. And so he just kept saying that he really wanted to see them and he wouldn't do that and blah blah blah. And I still, like, I didn't care. I wasn't sending him nothing. So it was around his birthday, and I saw him tweet that he was going to delete all his social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter and all that stuff because he was turning 19 and he would be grown and he don't need to be on that stuff. And I'm like, 19? Like, you said you were 21. Like, what the freak? You lying about your age. So I'm like, this dude is a liar. He is a compulsive liar. And I was like, he doing whatever he could because he trying to get in my pants or whatever. And then the next day he came into our job, but he came in with his girlfriend and he was coming to pick up his clothes out of that way. And so he was acting like he didn't see me, know who I was, and that was because his girlfriend was there. And so he had to start his shift like an hour later, but he didn't come in to do his shift. He was half-assed coming to work anyways because he had a better job, and he was talking about leaving anyways. And so he never came back in. And the next day was his birthday, and he had texted me like late at night asking me to come over, and I'm like, no. And I was like, no, I'm not coming over. And I was like, so your girlfriend could try to kill me? I'm good. And then he got mad at me and he went off. He was like, first off, I don't live with my peoples and you need to play your role. And I'm like, what's my role? And he was like, so you want to send a picture or not? And I just like, no, I'm good. And he started talking about how I stepped out of line and stuff when I mentioned his girlfriend. And so I'm like, oh my goodness. So he stopped coming into work officially. He didn't come back. He just didn't care about that job anymore. And I told him before, I said, you know, I could sue you for sexual harassment. He was like, that's not funny. You shouldn't play like that. I'm like, I'm serious. I can sue you for sexual harassment. And he just looked at me. And so, like, you know, stuff died down for a while. But then eventually, like, he wasn't texting me anymore or whatever. And I hadn't heard from him. So one day, it was like the summertime, and we were randomly texting because we literally I hadn't heard from him in months. He hadn't heard from me, and we just started texting. And he had asked me like how we should hang out and stuff before I move and all that stuff. And then I don't know, some kind of way we got in an argument about, you know, how he's stepping out of line. And I told him, I said, you be stepping out of line. He told me, because he told me I'll be stepping out of line. I was like, you step out of line all the time when you ask me for pictures. And he was like, man, anyways, and stuff like that. And then kept trying to change the subject. So eventually he changed the subject and asked me when we gonna hang out. And I'm like, if we hang out, what you got planned? He was like, what you want to do? I was like, I don't know. He was like, so are we going to do it or what? And I'm like, seriously, we just got in an argument about this. And I was like, do what? And he was like, have sex. And I was like, I'm straight. And that was the last time I ever talked to him. And that was it. Like, you know, I was just like so disappointed because he was like a real cool dude, and he didn't appear like that at all, but he was just playing that role. And apparently, like, I found out he was always playing his girlfriend. He cheats. He has multiple girlfriends and like a big player and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all soon in the next video. Bye.